All right guys, so I've got this jacked up. I've got my lugs all loose here, broken up. Got it jacked now. Got both wheels off. I'm changing both these hubs, so I'm gonna pop all these lugs off, get the wheel off, and then I'll show you what we're doing with the hub. All right, so this is the hub. I'll pull that cap off. I'll take this here. We're gonna pop this little thing off here. Just go around hitting it even. And that pops right off. We'll set this to the side. Use that again. So now we're gonna wipe some of this off so we can get to the nut. So these do not have cotter pins. They just got this little nut with a tab. So we'll try to find that little guy and see if he's holding us up. Where's my little screwdriver at? We can find it real quick. It'll be right between one of these. That's it right there. So it's just bent over. And all we're gonna do is, we're just gonna push it back. Make it easy to get this out. It's just a little tab. I'll show y'all when I get it out. Once you find that, it's not too shabby. So I actually don't know if this little impact will get this off or not. I guess it will. Awesome. So now we can pop this thing right out. We'll wipe this off. Wipe this whole thing off good. So I bought the pre-greased hubs, so I'm not gonna have to go crazy greasing all these things. That's nice. All I'm gonna do is take these covers off. And stick this on. Slide that right back. And then this is the little guy we want to reuse right here. So I'll show you. See, it's got that little tab on it right there. So you put this in, there's a flat part of this spindle here. You put that on the flat part. I like to flatten that little tab out as good as possible. You flatten that out, and then once we get this nut on, you put this washer on. And then you put this right here, put the nut on. And then what we'll do is we will if I can get it on. Alright. The other side went on nice and easy. Probably that little tab is messing me up here. Gotta flatten that out real nice. There we go. Once it's flat, you can screw that right on. Good. Alright, so I got the other nut out of this socket. Oh, it doesn't fit the new ones, so just use some channel locks. And we will tighten this up. Just spin this around, get it pretty snug, and then we'll make sure we can still spin the still spin this nice. And I'm gonna go a little bit more. The tab's right here. I'm gonna go a little bit more with this. And let's see where this tab is. All right, let's. Alright, and then you bend that little tab over right here. You bend it over in between these, and you should be good. That's really all it is. And then I'll take all these off because I have locking lug nuts. I guess back in 2012, these were some kind of desirable wheels. I don't know what they were thinking back then, but they thought they needed locking hubs on them, so whatever. Can't get these off. Now we are going to put this piece back on, but we're going to use this little block of wood here to make sure it goes on nice. This is the little piece we had to hit to get it off. This should just seat right back in there. That's it. Once it's seated back, it's good. And then I get some grease out of this old thing here. And I put a little grease on each of these lugs. And there we go. That's it. All right, folks. We're gonna get back to it on this side. I got everything off. We want to pop this thing right here loose, which is nothing more than popping the sides. And as you turn it, it'll keep loosening. Here it comes. Oh, right on me. Son of a... I knew that was going to happen eventually. So once I get this off, this pop, like I said, you just tap it, keep going around in circles, tapping it. Once you get that off, you can come through here, and with your little flathead, you can scoop out grease or whatever you got to do out of here and find that tab. See if that tab is down. On one of these hubs it wasn't even down, so it wasn't being held on real good. I don't know where the tab is. Oh, this feels like the tab right here maybe. There it is. So you push that tab back so that you can get this out. And once you have that, we'll take this socket. Oh my gosh, that thing that loose? It was just hand tight. That ain't good. I can't imagine that's good. right, once we have that off, we can just pull this whole thing out. And this is the one you're wanting to keep right here. This little piece with the tab on it. So we'll set that down here. We'll get this over here. And then we're gonna wipe this whole thing off. This whole spindle or whatever you want to call it. Just wipe that down pretty good. Throw that away. And then like I mentioned before, I got pre-greased hubs. So we'll just slide this on like so. Make sure that nut doesn't fall out. Our new washer in there. Push that on back. And then we'll take this. There's a flat part of this spindle. That's where that goes. That tab goes against the flat part. And then you can screw this on right over it. We're going to tighten it up a little more than that other one was. I want it to be a little more than hand tight. How about that? All right, make sure that can still turn all right. Then you find your little tab. All right, we gotta go back just a hair. It's gotta fit between that. There we go. There you go. Bend that over like that. And then we will pop this piece back on. Set this in here like so, but we're going to put a piece of wood on it so we don't bust it all up. And then just tap it until it goes back in and seals. That's it. Sealed up all around. That's all. Take these lugs off. Like I said, I have locking lug nuts, not hubs. I have locking lug nuts, so I don't need these. I will place these back here, and then I'll grab a little grease and put on these lugs. That's all she wrote. Now, I'll stick the tire back on and we'll call that a finished product. I got these big stupid things. I took this thing to the dealership, or the place to put my motor on. And of course, I've never had to take the tires off since I've owned the boat. so I didn't have the special tool to get these off. They couldn't find one, and I got the tool on Amazon for like 12 bucks. It wasn't that difficult. So whatever, I got the tool now. I'll show you that tool here in just a second. Yeah, I guess these rims were in high demand back in 2012 or whatever. So this is the tool I had to get. Look in there, you can see it's, well, that's all it is. Let's see here, let's use this guy. Tighten these up real quick a little bit, snug them up. Alrighty, and that's it. I'll put the little cover back on there. I'll probably put a little extra grease in there, but that's all. And that's it. That's how you change the hubs. See y'all next time.